So let's get into it, man. Adrian Marcel.
Yes.
Huge fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I remember the first time I heard 7 Days a Week.
Man, I remember the first time I heard it.
First time I heard it, you know, because I'm an R&B fan, so I'm searching the internet and I'm looking around for new music to listen to because we had a syndicated show on the weekends. And I put in a Slow Jam of the Week song. We did it every single Sunday night, Slow Jam of the Week. So I brought in Adrian Marcel's, you know, the 7 Days a Week, and I'm like, listen, you got to check out this mixtape. They're like, nah, man, Adrian Marcel, who's this new guy? So the first week we played the first song, and then the next following week I picked another song off of the album. And it was like, wait a minute, man, you're giving this dude too much love, man. Who is this guy?
Who said that?
I don't want to put them on blast. They're actually really good friends.
Let's get their names real quick. No,
I don't want to do that.
No, it's all good.
But they were,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
saying like, why you showing this dude so much love? And now they're finally getting with it.
Hey,
Because you've
man.
talked to a few of these people that I'm actually, you know what I mean, talking about right now. So
Yeah.
how does that feel, man? Just having the music, that quality type music. Because it's like an album. It's not like the typical mixtape.
Yeah, it's different. You know, we didn't go in really trying to create an album or a specific project per se. It was just us kind of recording, and out of nowhere, we just had these songs that we had been doing for this time. And you know, Raphael Sadiq, you know, my mentor and everything, he came in and he just kind of went down the list and was like, just pick. Which ones you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Put them together. So we just formed a vibe, I like to call it. We just put a vibe together, and it's just been growing ever since. That's the basis of my fan base. Like, that's where it all began. When I came into it, we didn't have like a huge fan base. It really just came from the online and the pushing that we were doing, you know, ourselves. So.
And the quality music, man.
Exactly,
so
exactly. I mean, you have to. If you love what you do, at some point there's going to be quality that grows out of it. No matter, you know, how you start. You know, everybody's, you know, quote unquote garbage when they start. You know, and I mean, you just got to keep going. And if you love it, then the quality grows just as much as you do. You know.
Right. So we talking legendary Raphael Sadiq. How did this relationship, where did this come from, man? Talk about it.
Well, you know, everybody knows Raphael Sadiq. He's from Oakland, and so am I. So, which is actually the same block. We're both from the same block in Oakland. But my manager was doing some work with him at the time, and he heard some of the music that we were doing at first. So he, you know, he told my manager, fly me out, you know, check him out. So we sat in his studio and just talked for like, I want to say like 4 or 5 hours. Ray could talk. So, you know, you be in there, you know, stuck. But he just spit so much knowledge to me in that one day, you know, and it just grew. It just became from mentoring me in music to mentoring me as a man, like just, you know, growing in life and everything else. Like he has so much knowledge and a love for life and music that it kind of just grows on you. You know, it just kind of falls off on you.
What's that one thing that Raphael told you that stood out the most that you can actually learn from a mentor?
It's so much, man. But if I had to sum it down, one of my favorite lines he's ever given me is that, you know, the greats don't celebrate, they work.
Right.
And with that, for as long as you love the music, you'll never lose it. You know, people start falling in love with themselves and feeling themselves because other people are quote unquote feeling them. And they get caught up in the hype and the Kool-Aid. So, you know, his whole thing is just, if you just don't love yourself and just love the music and what you do and why you do it, then you'll have longevity, you know.
There it is. Anybody got any questions for Adrian?
Please,
Anybody?
come on.
Put your hands up.
Come on, please.
Don't be afraid. This young lady right here. What's your name, love? Say your name on the mic and then ask your question.
Don't be acting shy.
My name's Alicia, and I just want to know where you get your inspiration for your songs from.
All my songs come from either my story or my friends' stories. Like, it has to be something that's close-knit to me, though. I hate doing songs that aren't me because I can hear it as soon as I'm done. That's not real. Nobody's going to believe it. So it's either something that I've been through or somebody around me has been through, just so that I maintain that real and that rawness. Yeah.
Any other questions? Any questions? We can hear you from there. Just speak loud, love. Speak loud.
How old were you when you wrote your first song?
When I wrote my first song, that's crazy. I remember it. It was a song called Lover, and it was in the 9th grade. ninth grade was the first time I wrote my own, because I was so used to like singing like Marvin Gaye and Donny Hathaway and stuff. Like I grew up on old school, so that's what I always sang at any talent shows or anything. But my dad just looked at me one day. He was like, "Ain't you sick of singing other people's songs? Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't you want to write your own song?" And I sat at the piano one day and I was just dinging it out, and then I just started singing, "Lover, hear my plea," and it just kept going from there.
So let's talk about 2 a.m., man.
Yeah.
It kind of just blew up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, let's talk about that. The producers on it.
Yeah.
You know, the writing process behind that hit record.
Man, to be honest, we had 2 a.m. for like 3 or 4 months before I actually recorded it. And we were doing so much recording for Week After Next and for the album and just different things and just trying, of course, to grind.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention to it, to be honest. Like, for me, mine was always on the soulfulness and all of that. And to be honest, I was kind of scared that people wouldn't receive it as R&B, and that would be kind of like, oh, he's selling out, or he's, you know, so I kind of pushed it back. But the right time, they came out to Atlanta, and they called me, and they was like, dude, stop playing, come to the studio right now. Like, we out here, we flew out here for you, come record the song. And I came out, and we did it. And I think like a month later, they shipped it out. They sent it out. And I was expecting, that was in November. And I was expecting not till February for it to drop. And I mean, it dropped that next month in Oakland. And I was scared, but then my brother called me. He was like, yo, bro, that 2 a.m., bro, that, hey, go. And I was like, oh, this could be something.
Yeah.
And it just
kind of blew up.
started shotting. Yeah, man.
Do you feel like moving from Oakland, because I know you're from Oakland, California, man, you feel like moving from Oakland to Atlanta is what led to that stardom? Do you feel like it was important?
Absolutely, it's very important. Like, I love my city, I love my home. Like,
Right.
that's always gonna be my home. But if you want different results, sometimes you gotta go somewhere different. And it's a lot of repetition, you know, because people don't know how to get out of their comfort zone sometimes.
Right.
You know, and for me, I'm just somebody, I feel most comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. And maybe that's where the stage performances come from. Like, I'm always nervous, I'm always scared, you know, but it's those moments that let me know I'm working to break through.
Power 98.3.